Hello, comic book guys and gals, and welcome to Comic Mag Musings. I'm your host, Bill Miller. I figured we might have a preponderance of our comic book community staying indoors tonight, so I thought that I would go live and do a fairly quick, who knows, maybe a little bit longer, live stream with a couple 50-cent books and some $1 Savage Sword of Conan books that I picked up not too long ago. So if you're watching this later, welcome. I appreciate you checking it out. But as for now, let's get to showing and telling. So this is a 50-cent pickup. This is Beowulf Dragon Slayer number 3. Let me see if I can get the lighting a little bit better. There we go. Better, I think. This is from 1975, written by Michael Uslan, art and cover by Ricardo Villamonte. Great looking cover. The orange really pops on that guy. And so these next two are kind of cool. I got these for 50 cents a piece as well. And so we'll start with this one. Hey, Darkstalker91, how are you? Just doing a quick or maybe not so quick comic book haul. I just started. This is a 50-cent book I picked up, Beowulf, number 3. And then these next two are kind of cool. I got these for 50 cents a piece as well, and they're nothing special. But one's a reprint of the other, and I thought that was cool. So this is All New House of Yang, number 2, by Charlton Comics. And I wanted to explore these two and kind of see what some of the differences are between the originals and the reprints. And if you're familiar with Metarog's channel, he does a deep dive into the modern comics reprints. You definitely want to check out that and several of his other videos. He really explores some of the minutia in variants, in reprints, publishers, defects, and the list just goes on and on. It's fascinating and fun. So a quick shout out to Roger at Metarog. But this is number 2 by Charlton, and here's the back. So these aren't in particularly great condition, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, me either. When I saw this, I had never heard of this title before. And this may have been, hey, Nostalgia, how are you doing? This may have been a couple weeks ago. Hey, James, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And then maybe a few days ago, I was watching some of Metarog's older videos, and I came across the modern reprints that he was detailing, and this was one of the issues that he featured. So he definitely knows about a lot of the obscure comics that many of us don't. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I haven't read it yet. I didn't even know this existed until I found it. These are some 50-cent pickups. So I got Beowulf number 3. And then I got the original Charlton, and then the modern comics reprint. And I thought it would be kind of neat to look and see what the differences are between the two. The Charlton was printed in 1975. Written by Joe Gill, art by Sanho Kim. And then the modern comics reprint was in 1978. And this is a painted cover that it reprints as well. So that's a painted cover. So if we look at the two, obviously in the little circle, instead of Charlton Comics, you have Modern Comics, which is a reprint publisher. And the Charlton one says All New House of Yang, the reprint, and it's cut really tight on the top there. I don't know if that's the way it was designed or this is just a bad cut. It says Kung Fu Adventure. They both have the Comics Code Authority. How are we doing this? There we go. Seal. Yeah, Beowulf has a comic. I think I only have number 3, Nostalgia. I didn't see any others, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any others. I picked these up at I'm in Phoenix. I picked these up in a little comic book shop in Mesa, Arizona, which is actually a bit of ways from my house. So Mesa is a suburb of Phoenix, and it's maybe 45 minutes to an hour away from where I'm at. So they put in the Marvel Comics versus the Charlton. Obviously, in the Charlton one, it's 25 cents. In this Modern Comics, it's 35 cents, and it doesn't have the date, October. We look, these guys are the same. The Modern one is darker, like a dark blue, versus the, I don't know, just regular hued blue. And I don't know, I can't tell if it's because, maybe there was different quality, but the Modern Comics one, maybe because it's newer, definitely seems to have richer colors on the cover. The Charlton one seems a little bit more faded or muted than the Modern Comics one. And so here, where you have the UPC, let's see if we get that. The UPC on the Charlton one, on the Modern Comics one, it says Fast Action Issue. And here on the Charlton one, where you've got a little star in the circle, it's just a white circle on the Modern Comics one. So those seem to be the main differences on the covers. And on the back, A12 Comic Talk, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. We're just going through some of the differences between a Charlton comic and a Modern Comics reprint of it. So on the back of the Charlton comic, they'd like you to join the professional team if you don't mind. And this is for Peace Officer Training Service College. So they're advertising a college that within which you can enroll now for a great career as a police officer or a detective. All you have to do is clip out the coupon, send it on in. I like that. Pretty cool. Look at that Chips style motorcycle cop. That is boss. And on the back of the Modern reprint, we got some sweet ass skateboards. Skateboarder good luck charm. And then there's the actual size of it. So if you can't get enough kicks riding your Tony Hawk around, you can carry it around your neck when you're in school and think about skateboarding. I used to have a skateboard way back in the day. It was I loved it too. It was a Kevin Staub Sims board. It was the pirate one where it had the treasure on the bottom. It had tracker trucks, NMB bearings. It had Sims Nitro wheels and Schmidt stick rails. Boy, I could do all those kinds of things. Long time ago. It was awesome, but I broke it, and that was that. So the ads are different on the back. I'm going to pop these guys open and see what else might be different. Okay. So the inside cover is different. On the Charlton one, we're looking for prizes or cash with that sweet train conductor hat that cat's got on. Hey, Count Von Strange, how are you? Thanks for joining. We're just kind of going through some of the differences between a Charlton comic and a modern comics reprint of it. And so this ad is different. For 1 penny, they're selling stamps, 25 stamps of the world. And again, you're clipping that coupon out. So we're clipping one out to get our skateboard necklace, and on the back, and we're clipping one out in the front to get some sweet stamps from all over the world. So it looks like the story is the same. The Invaders, it's the name of the story. So that's the original Charlton. And there's the modern one. So it looks like the story is the same, and maybe just the ads, and obviously those differences on the cover, and the ad on the back cover would be different. So we got the dog tags. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's what it is. Looks like the story is faithfully reproduced. So we're getting some dog tags at this point in the Charlton one. And I got those for free about 25 years ago. They wouldn't let me change. They wouldn't let me turn them back in either. And then we've got this grow your muscles ad. Ooh, I'd love to see some creepies. That'd be fantastic. I like that sweet House of Secrets cover you got going on there too. All right, here we go for some other ads. And yes, as I'm flipping through, everything aside from the ads seems to be the same. So remember these, just a plethora of things that they're advertising. And then this one's kind of like an updated version, the same thing. My favorite might be the sneezing powder. You can see it. Okay, so we continue to flip through. Learn the secret powers of the deadliest killers in the Orient. The physio-mental powers of the ninja. This is in the Charlton one. And again, you're clipping something out. And not to be outdone, with a different advertisement, you're clipping something out here. Ooh, for the Star Wars collection. Get some shirts, pendants, posters, and a record album. Pretty boss. Go through some good action here. And as I said at the beginning, Metarog has a video on his channel where he details, if not all, most of the modern comics reprints of the Charltons. And so here we're selling grit, and we got some cool iron-on patches. Well, you probably have to hustle to earn the $10 or more a week on selling grit. And grit was like a news periodical, not the Southern Cream of Wheat. And in the reprint, okay, so this is interesting. The reprint has the hottest thing in teas, rainbow glitter transfers. Yes, nostalgia. Star Wars ads are pretty cool. It's really neat to look back and see some of the things from decades ago, things that just blew up like Star Wars, and things that you could tell that they knew they were reaching at the time, and that was certainly proven through time when you find out that thing really didn't catch on, whatever it was they were advertising. So in this one, Charlton, they have one ad, and then the story. And this one, they have another ad. Solid sound for AM radio. It's got a European design. That's pretty awesome. But very cool looking. So let's see if that throws the story off at all. So that was the end. That's the end page in the Charlton. Okay. Let me see. Make sure I understand this. So, I think the stories, I just assumed that the stories were faithfully reproduced. I'm beginning to think maybe that's not the case. Let's see, here. Okay. Let me go there. And that's good. I'm at this point here. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I missed it. That's what it is. I missed two ads. So we've got Bullseye is finally here. An ad for a Charlton book called Bullseye. Obviously, this isn't the Charlton comic. And then the American Circle little ads right there. So that's the 2-page that corresponds to these 2 pages. Okay. All right. And then we've got a 40-channel CB. How cool is that? Want to look Dooku out your ears on? All right. And don't pretend you guys didn't watch Dukes of Hazzard. And then, in here, you've got a letters page in the Charlton one for House of Yang, along with some more ads. And since this reprint doesn't reprint the letters page, we've got Elvis wristwatches. Very cool. And some more pendants. These ones for Kiss. That is awesome. And then these 100 toy soldiers. Silver Age Dave just did a video where he showed some of these soldiers in their little Foot Locker that they came in. And here we've got Road Champs die-cast vehicles in the modern reprint, and the prices for cash. So the stories are identical. The covers obviously have some differences, both front and back, and the ads are different in each of those. The original is from 1975 and the reprint 1978. So those and the Beowulf number 3, those were the 3 50-cent ones I had. These I got from that same comic book shop, but these were $1. So we have Savage Sword of Conan number 19. This is from 1977, written by Roy Thomas, and the cover is by Kenneth Morris. And I'd say Savage Sword of Conan is probably, it's got to be right up there, if not my favorite comic book series of all time. I've read them all, not in the original, but from the Dark Horse trade paperback reprints. There are 26, I believe, volumes. And they're all, it's just a very affordable way to consume all the stories. They're black and white, but of course, the originals were black and white, so that's not that big a deal. They number the pages, so that's good. It's just number 16. Volume 16 is very expensive for whatever reason. I don't know if it was short printed, but it's multitudes more than any other volume in that set. We have Savage Sword of Conan number 8. This is from 1975. Art by Tim Conrad and the cover by Frank Bruner. These there. And here we have a later one, Savage Sword number 141 from 1987, written by Charles Dixon, art by Gary Plopsis and Ernie Chan. Hey Chaos, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. And covered by Bob Larkin. And I love a lot of the covers. It seems that they had some really good cover artists on this run. Savage Sword number 36 from 78. Art by John Buscema and Alfredo Alcala. And the cover is by Earl Norem. And we've got, that was 36, this is 38 from 79. Written by Roy Thomas, another Earl Norem cover. A lot going on there. Conan's got his hands full in more ways than one. Yeah, I agree. I love some of the covers. This one I had, I think this one I threw on Instagram, number 40 for Savage Sword Saturday. This is Buscema and Tony Zuniga on inks, and cover is by John Buscema as well. And here we have number 227, one of the later ones. This one's from 1994, written by Roy Thomas, art by Mark Pennington and Jason Miner, and this one's an Earl Norem cover as well. Number 213, 93, art by Dave Simons, and the cover by Jim Austin. Now this is Conan Saga, number 16. And this was in 1988. So the Conan Saga series are reprints of the Savage Sword of Conan. So this reprints a Boris Vallejo cover. An iconic cover, incredible one. I think I have this one. I have to look. I'm sure I do. I probably should have pulled it out for this, but I did not. And this is the last one in that haul. This is number 12. Again, written by Thomas, the art's by Buscema and Alfredo Alcala, and the cover is Boris Vallejo. So those are the ones that I had to show for the haul. Those that came a little bit later, I'll show again real quickly. I got these for 50 cents. Beowulf #3. I'm a big sucker for the sword and sorcery genre. I don't think I have any of these. I guess now I have one. And I thought it was pretty cool. I saw close together a Charlton House of Yang #2 and then a Modern Comics reprint from about 4 years later of the same issue. So and one's 25 cents and they go. Seems that the coronavirus is in the ISP station right now. I lost my internet connection. I apologize for that. Yeah, so all of the Savage Sword books and that Conan Saga were $1 a piece. These two and the Beowulf, the regular size comics, were 50 cents a piece. So yeah, this one's all new House of Yang. This is Kung Fu Adventures. You can tell it's really poorly cut. And then you see the little star in there. They just kind of put a white circle. Yeah, they just put white there. And this one has the UPC. And then this one says fast action issue instead of it. So those are the main differences other than the ads inside and the ads on the back of the comic. I just thought it was pretty interesting. And Metarog has a video where he goes through, if not all, I think he goes through most of the modern reprints of the Charlton comics. This wasn't the only title. They had several titles that they reprinted. I guess about 3 years later. So this original was from 75 and the reprint was from 78. I think since I have everyone on, I'll do didn't think I'd have too many people on, so I'll do a quick unboxing. What the heck? We'll unbox this guy. Yeah, I agree, James. I think that's half the fun, right? Is looking at the old ads. And for me, it's oftentimes looking at the Hostess fruit pies ads, remembering how much I wanted them when I was younger, and how much I still want them. I think some things don't change. All right, so we'll unbox this guy. I have zero idea what's in here, so we will find out together. If I can get it up. There we go. All right, so we've got some bubble wrap. Oh, hey, Roger. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to clip that. I'm going to clip all those. There must have been 6 or 7 mail-in coupons in there that I need to clip out. real quickly, Roger, we did a, I'm not going to go through everything, but we did a Savage Sword of Conan dollar book haul, and then we found these two guys for 50 cents a piece, and we just kind of went over some of the differences on the cover between the 75 Charlton and the 1978 Modern Comics reprint. And it seems the main differences obviously are the ads on the back and inside, because the story is faithfully reproduced, and the couple of differences on the covers. And I had mentioned that you have a video detailing many, if not all, I don't recall, many, if not all, of the Modern Comics reprints of the Charltons, House of Yang having been just one of the titles. And then we're doing a quick unboxing as well. What the heck? We could find out together what is in this guy. So, unraveling. They put a lot of bubble wrap, I can tell you that. So, got a bunch of it, and then we've got some more. Slide the other way. Pretty good. Now, I haven't read it. It looks like a good read, and it's certainly one that would be right up your alley. But Truth in Advertising, I have not read it yet. Oh, excellent. Okay. Let me take this guy out of the plastic. All right, we've got Frankenstein #1. So this is, this is one of my 20 chase books for 2020. Not a big book, but probably the most expensive of the run. And so it was one that I'd always kind of avoided. So this is Frankenstein #1, Marvel Comics, January of '73, featuring the monster of Frankenstein. Gary Friedrich story, Mike Plug cover and art. This is a 9.2 white pages. And on the back, we've got Rip Snorton 3-wheeled Sizzlers powered racing machines, chop cycles. It's a Rip Rider set from Mattel. So that's pretty sweet too. So yes, very excited about this one. The Monster of Frankenstein #1. All right, and that was it. That's all I have. Thank you all so much for dropping by. I appreciate it. Hopefully you'll sub each other up, everyone in the chat. It's a great comic book community. I just got to, I think Metarog told me yesterday, I believe, or it might have been the day before, that I just got to 200 subscriptions. And I'm very thankful, fortunate, and appreciative of that. So thank you all for your support. It means a great deal to me. Subscriptions aren't the end-all, be-all to me. I just like I like to know that at least some people are enjoying the content that I produce, and it gives me an opportunity to kind of share in the passion that I have for comic books with everybody else. And it's just a really neat virtual community that we have, where we can have our safe space and not have to filter our passion for comic books that perhaps some of us might feel outside of this setting. So I'm just very thankful for that. I enjoy it. I enjoy going into a lot of the live chats. I enjoy making videos. I don't enjoy editing, to be quite honest. I never have, and I don't know if I ever will. That's why live streams are kind of cool, because it's a way to be lazy about the editing, because I really I disdain that at this point. But I do enjoy making the videos themselves, and I love the camaraderie that we all get to share, and the interaction that we share, especially through comments, live streams, things like that. So thank you all very much. I appreciate it, and I'll try to do some more live streams in the future with unboxings, hauls, maybe some book reviews, things like that, whatever people want to talk about. All right, signing off. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you stopping by.